Larsen.
Is one of your poems, Gordon?
Think about it, there's 3 people standing there and looking at it. And all of them are just thinking, we need this palm to somehow get it down.
Try cutting it down. Bang! Oh well, the tree came down.
Oh, what are we going to do? The correction is quite difficult and quite expensive to do now, isn't it? To get the car fixed and but they cut the palm down. So often often you correct instead of prevent. So you run around and close fires instead of thinking, what could I do so this didn't happen? Okay, one of the things that we find really difficult when we want to train change this culture is all the resistance. I have worked with it many years, so I sort of have a feeling how to do it, but it can be quite difficult. As you know, with anything that you want to change in the business, it can be difficult because people are resistant. No, we are used to doing this, we don't want to do it different. So, of course, and some of you probably already know this, is that you have to inform. They have to know what's going on if you want to change the culture. And you have to involve them. And listen to the team. And plan properly. Think about prevention actions before you plan, not when you plan. And let them know the end goal. Then it goes. And what not to do is, if you have poor planning, if you don't really know what's going on, we're just trying. And you don't follow up, it doesn't matter, we can just leave that. Or have bad or no information. You don't need to know, we're just going to do this. And the team really don't know, where are we going? What's the end goal of this? So that's what I'm just as information on more about me is that I have worked, as you saw, as a production manager and a consultant and a project manager. I have worked, my latest job was for All Plates in Moladina. I don't know if you guys know All Plates. They are laser cutting and bending mainly steel. But I got laid off a month ago because financially they're doing really bad. And as we know, there's a lot of companies doing really bad. I worked, when I was in Denmark between 2009 and 2011, I worked as an employee, also as a production manager. And I had to lay off 21 people. In Europe, it's really, really bad. And I have decided to, I want to be more flexible, and I have decided to, I believe this lean. I know, for example, in Denmark, for hospitals, they are like public hospitals here in Australia, where there's long queues, the planning is bad. They have implemented lean. They trained, and they didn't just change the culture, they also trained people to understand what it was. They trained 3,000 people, and that has really helped them. So I believe that this lean would really help us if we stick together and try to change the culture. So what I have decided to do, because I got laid off a month ago, is to try and get it out there. So my first workshop is going to be here in mid-November, and where I'm going to go through all the tools just for one day. And then I have a 3-day workshop where I'm going to go through the tools, doing some games, and giving the people that attended the workshop a package they can bring back to their company, and then change the culture if they want to. So, is there any questions?
Just some of your previous clients, can you just go through?
Yes. Okay, I have worked for, I don't have that many clients because I have only worked for somebody else, but I have worked for, I don't know if you know Kevin Traeger? No, it's an American consulting company based in Sydney. And we were working for VC's paper and VC recycling, where we trained 200 people in lean. And I have worked for Schneider, you know Schneider in Denmark, where we outsourced the production to India, where we trained people in India and also in Denmark in lean. And
do they talk to each other?
the good thing about that, I lived in India, and I don't know you, but I lived in India, and I think it shows me because I'm a girl, so I really got, I know there's a culture difference. And I have worked for Digger down here, I don't know if you know Digger and Yatla.
Oh, yeah.
And I have worked for Tailwater.
Are you helping them in America?
Sorry?
Are you going to help Digger in America?
No, I know Susie just moved over there. No.
What sort of productivity increases have you had? Firstly in manufacturing and then in the service industry?
Yes. If you look at the old place where I just worked, they had 4 businesses, and I worked in the laser and the folding business. We increased the efficiency with 40%. And what we did is, first, when I started there, to be honest, the staff were really poor, so we started upgrading the staff, and then we started implementing. So we raised it by 40%.
And in the service industries?
I haven't really worked directly with, you know, when you, for VC, for example, we trained. And that's my next, I want to work more in the service industries because I think there's a lot of gain in that. So,
Right.
yes?
When you were showing your batching, the difference between 1 and 10, you your 1 cost was only about 50% of your 10 costs.
Yeah.
But that would therefore put up the production of your 1 cost by 5 times.
Yeah.
So how do you then compensate that back to the client? Because if you're making 10 of an item and you're stocking them and using them for spare,
Yeah.
then your cost is only twice of making 1. Because you've got the same manufacturing cost, presumably.
You have
Your
the same
hourly
manufacturing cost,
yeah.
but think about if you have the 10, if you have the 10 batch where you do the 10.
Yeah,
Think about it. After you have delivered the 10
yeah.
to the customer, you don't know when you're going to get the next order of 10.
Yeah,
So
well,
that means you have all that inventory, work in progress sitting. You have already put the money in, and maybe the next customer come and say, no, I don't want this. I want this instead.
see, we always found a problem. I had a printing company. If we
Yeah.
were doing full colour printing,
Yeah.
somebody would walk in and they'd want 10 copies. What do you tell them? Well, you'd make 10 on a photocopy and that'll cost you $10.
Yeah.
In a day, so it's $1 each.
Yeah.
Well, I want the full offset. So they say, well, what's the cost? I say, well, 10,000 will cost you $4,000.
Yeah.
So I say, fine, what will 5,000 cost me? $4,000.
Yeah.
Why? Because you've got the same set of costs.
Yes.
It doesn't cost you any more to run the extra 5. How much will 1,000 cost me? $4,000, because we've got the same set of costs. You've got the same set of costs to make you one as to make you.
That's the goal, because that's often the thinking. And of course you have the same setup cost. But what you have to do, you have to go in and look at how can I change the setup. I know it's not difficult, it's not easy to do,
Yeah.
but you have to look at how can I change the setup.
Okay. Yeah, you really have to really
School run.
Yeah, you have to. This is a different thinking, because you have to. Of course, sometimes it's not you can't do it. So the,
I thought there might have been something else missing.
no.
That's when you go to small
Gone printed all
production.
those 10,000 flyers that I'm going to go around.
No worries, no worries.
You do. You leave them in the bag. And then you come back and you hope they're going to buy another 5,000.
Yes, and you
you've got
do.
already printed.
Yeah,
It's all
and
profit.
then I don't know how many percentage is coming back, but then you have that sitting and already.
Yeah, but they paid for it, so it didn't really matter. They'd already paid for it.
But you could have saved it.
Yeah,
Where's the
mine.
value add for the customer?
It was mine. It was the days that money didn't matter.
Times have changed.
But it definitely does now.
So Pernille, thank you very much.
No,
I'm
right.
sure everybody appreciates it and they're going to discover how they're going to run their business a lot more lean and make more money in this environment. That would be a great asset.
Yes.
So thank you
Oh,
very
no
much
worries.
for coming.
Thanks for that.
It's a great pleasure.
Okay, thanks for that.